If you are wondering why you are seeing Kurdish women around the world braiding their hair and sharing it on social media, well, it is about honor. It is about the refusal of Kurdish women to bow to dark, radical Islamist terrorist forces that seek to humiliate, erase, and silence them. It is about standing unbroken in the face of brutality, terror, and hatred. They are sending a message to those dark forces. You can kill a fighter, you can desecrate a body, but you will never defeat who we are. This story begins long before modern borders, long before modern states, in the mountains where human history itself took shape. The land known today as Kurdistan, centered around the Zagros Mountains, is one of the oldest continuously inhabited regions on Earth. Archaeological sites such as Shanidar Cave show that human communities lived, organized, and honored their dead in this land over 60,000 years ago. From these mountains, early societies moved downward into valleys, domesticated animals, cultivated land, and formed the foundations of civilization. From this land emerged the Zagrosian peoples, and later the Medes, who in the 7th century before the Common Era established the Median Empire, a power that rose from these mountains and stood against domination by many empires. From that time onward, one truth followed the Kurds through history. They do not stand down when injustice takes place. Throughout history, Kurds have faced, resisted, and defeated many empires: Persians, Romans, Arab caliphates, Mongols, Ottomans, Safavids. Empires came, empires ruled, empires collapsed. The Kurds remained. And always, women and men together as free fighters. But Kurdish strength has never been defined by war alone. Throughout history, and up to today, Kurdistan has been one of the most profoundly peaceful lands in the region, a land of coexistence where religions and cultures live side by side. Protecting all religions is not a slogan in Kurdish society. It is a central and sacred part of Kurdish identity. Christians, Yazidis, Jews, Muslims, and other communities have lived under Kurdish protection for centuries. Today, especially in South Kurdistan, northern Iraq, Christians and other non-Muslim communities take Kurdistan as their safe place, their refuge, their home when nowhere else is safe. A Kurd will go beyond his own family to defend someone who seeks refuge. Beyond tribe, beyond religion, beyond difference. To protect the vulnerable is considered honor. This is Kurdish culture and beliefs that shape their identity. But that is not all. In Kurdish culture, women are not invisible. They are respected. They hold power. They hold honor. At times, their authority stood equal to men, and at times beyond it. This is why Kurdish women fighters are not an exception. They are a continuation. Kurdish women are known to be among the strongest and most fearless fighters. They are beloved mothers, deeply humane and full of kindness, rooted in their communities and values. Yet in battle, they become highly disciplined and lethal fighters, standing their ground without hesitation and refusing to surrender. In the year 2014, when the so-called Islamic State emerged, spreading genocide, enslavement, and terror, it confronted an entire people who refused to submit. In Rojava, West Kurdistan, Kurdish men and women fought the Islamic State on the ground, while the United States and Western allies provided critical air support. The skies were supported by allies. The ground was defended by Kurds. More than 15,000 Kurdish fighters, men and women, gave their lives defeating the Islamic State. Yet it was Kurdish women fighters who shocked the world. In a region where extremist ideology sought to erase women entirely, they stood armed, disciplined, and unafraid. They did not fight for attention. They did not fight for spectacle. They fought for freedom, for everyone. After the Islamic State was defeated, the story did not end. In January of the year 2026, as Syria's war entered another brutal chapter, armed factions aligned with the new Syrian power structure advanced toward Kurdish-controlled regions. These forces included radical Islamist groups with ideologies closely resembling the Islamic State and al-Qaeda. They moved against areas governed for years by United States-allied Kurdish self-administration, regions that had fought, bled, and sacrificed to defeat terrorism on behalf of all West and all of us. This was not an accident. It was a moment of abandonment. A people who had stood on the front lines for the world were suddenly left exposed to the very darkness they had helped destroy. During the violence that took place in the third week of January of the year 2026, a Kurdish woman fighter, a professional sniper, made her final stand. With her sniper rifle, she had already eliminated more than 20 terrorist attackers. When her sniper ammunition was exhausted and the dark forces closed in, she did not stop. She drew her pistol and continued fighting at close range, inflicting further losses and injuries on her attackers. Refusing to be captured alive by terrorist forces, she used her final pistol round to take her own life, choosing dignity and honor over submission. After her death, those same forces desecrated her body, threw her from a high building, and abused her remains as a message of terror. A barbaric act meant to intimidate and dehumanize. Instead, they revealed exactly who they are, and exactly what Kurdish women stand against. There was no air support, no protection from former allies. The Kurdish forces were betrayed and left alone. Another Kurdish woman fighter was killed, and after her death, her braid, her kazi, a Kurdish word meaning a woman's braid, her kazi was cut off and displayed in a video as a trophy, and the terrorist group shared it in social media. This was not random brutality. This was symbolic violence. In Kurdish culture, a woman's braid represents strength and discipline, as well as a symbol of dignity, honor, identity, and self-ownership. Kurdish women braid their hair for mobility in battle and as a symbolic declaration of who they are. Cutting it was meant to humiliate. It was meant to erase meaning. It was meant to break a symbol that has endured for thousands of years in Kurdish culture. Well, it failed. Across Kurdistan and the global diaspora, millions of Kurdish women and girls, joined by non-Kurdish women in solidarity, a response rose. Women braided their hair. They shared it publicly in social media. They turned humiliation into resistance. Their message was clear. Cut one braid, and millions will be braided. These braids are not fashion. They are memory. They are mourning. Pride, symbol of standing up to injustice. They are grief turned into pride. They carry thousands of years of resistance, from the Zagros Mountains to today.
Here is where we need your help. Please sign and share this petition. You will find the link in the comment section. Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican, and Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democrat, have introduced the Save the Kurds Act in the U.S. Senate, a bipartisan stand for justice and human dignity. The Kurds fought alongside the United States to defeat ISIS, sacrificing over 15,000 lives and more than 50,000 wounded. Today, they are under renewed attack. They stood with us. Now they need us. It is not right to betray our allies. Please help, share, and sign this petition.
Please help share this story. Send it to your senators and political representatives in the country where you live. Send it to your friends. This story has been translated into many different languages. You can find links in the comments section for each language version. Please choose, download, or share the version that best fits your community and your country's language. Kurdish women and men fought on behalf of all of us and protected not only their own people, but everyone who sought refuge among them. Betraying them for temporary political decisions is unjust. It is not fair, and it must not be accepted. Stand with Kurdish women, because when one braid is cut, millions will be braided. Do not let history repeat itself. Thank you for listening. Please stand with Kurdish women for humanity, for dignity, and for life itself. What comes next is not just music, images, and videos, but voices now carried by millions of women around the world, echoing shared pain, strength, and hope.
حيران